Welcome back to the Young Hearts Run Free podcast. You join us live for HQ for the 2023 edition of the Young Hearts Run Free Unawards. Welcome to the floor, Mr. John Cassidy.
Let's do it, man. Let's crack on, get it done. Entering, Stevie Boy. We should have had that music playing, kind of a walk-on tune.
Excellent. We'll get something on that jukebox when they go very soon. Yeah. Here we are, John.
I know, this is the first time that we've been in person. Is this since the Unawards 2022?
I think so. I think you're
Yes.
maybe right, but we've got a hell of a ground to cover.
We haven't half, but I suppose we've got to say thank you to everybody for their nominations and what they've put in. We've been overwhelmed by the responses I think that we've received.
We have.
And it's very much appreciated, everybody getting involved. So we better crack on, man. We've got quite a bit to get through.
We do.
10 categories, didn't we?
10 categories, and yeah, we've tried to do them in some kind of semblance of order. Like John says, we've had hunters of stuff to mull through, and if you've put something in and we didn't get around to mentioning you, we apologise in advance because
There's just so much.
we'd be here for about 7 hours, to be honest, and I'm sure he's all want 7 hours and Stevie Boy and John chat.
Well, we might be here for 7 years, but they're not wanting to listen to us for 7 years.
Exactly that. So we're going to kick off the show speaking about something that's really pretty close to our hearts, and it's the purvey of the year. Purvey meaning spread of food or offering of food, whatever you prefer for those who are unsure of the term purvey. It was covered in a dialect dictionary. So
Yeah, I think it was actually you that brought it in, and wherever you go, I don't know if it's a Scottish thing, but wherever you go, whether it's any type of event, it's the host, then they generally put on a spread, and it's a purvey, and we know that there's some brilliant spreads that happen across running. We should mention the first time at the Unawards Running Festival of the Goody Gazebo.
it'll no be the first time that the Unawards Running Festival gets mentioned in the next hour or so. But the introduction of Goody Gazebo at our annual event, which went down well. I'm going to just say something. We have purposely excluded from the winners of any categories things that we may have a conflict of interest in. Okay?
Our
So-
integrity is intact, Stevie Boy.
Podcast of the year would obviously be Young Hearts Run Free. As employees of the Young Hearts Run Free holding group, we're unable to give that award. And there's other wee things like the Unawards Running Festival, Chile Trail Race.
I never knew we had a holding group. Anyway.
Do you know, I deal with the business side of things, so yeah, we're floating in the stock market 2024.
Brilliant.
More on that later. So yeah, Purvey of the year, John. Any standouts?
This is too difficult a question for me. Personally though, 20 on the 4th was a really good purvey. 20 on the 4th, that was more than the purvey, it was absolutely fantastic, the whole event, but some brilliant scan at that. I was also really impressed by the Brig Bash 5. They had a good scran at that. The Newton Roadrunners 10k that did on my birthday. Pizza, man.
All you can eat.
All you can eat pizza.
That's a big ticket item.
Definitely, man. And I think, as you said, it wasn't advertised about the scran.
That would be the headline advertising for me if I was in charge of the marketing campaign. Get that in, the all you can eat pizza 10k.
Definitely. What about yourself?
Well, Brig Brash got a couple of mentions, and somebody wanted to know there was cookies with tablet through them, and they need to know either the recipe or the supplier of such cookies. So Perth Roadrunners listening, let us know where these cookies.
It was definitely home
arrived
baking.
from.
It
Okay.
was definitely home baking.
Right.
So it might be a well-guarded family secret though.
Could well be.
We don't know
But
that.
let's make it into a well-gathered Young Hearts Run Free
So,
secret.
if
Brig,
you're a roadrunner, Caroline Duffin will be listening to
she'll
this.
be definitely on the case. So yeah, but what I mentions for the scran at the end of the devil, I think
it's always good.
there was a fair proliferation of listeners did magnificently well at the Devil.
Yeah.
So sometimes that then sparks up that memory, and it's like, oh, I remember the pots of
Soup and chili and stuff.
aye, and it's just, it's a proper hearty feed. It's almost like keep you going for a couple of days if you were that way inclined. Take a Tupperware and fill it.
Never go anywhere without a bit of Tupperware.
No,
that's a life lesson, man.
It is. Ken, something that I found out the other day, John. Ken those wee goo pots?
Yes.
They multiply in your
they're quite
cupboard.
moreish, aren't they?
Aye, but the glass things that you didn't want to throw out because they're quite...
Yeah, I heard that.
So, and then they breed in your cupboard.
Yes.
Now, I only ever buy goo pots if they're on special at the supermarket, by the way.
100%.
Too pricey otherwise. But a lid for a tube of Pringles fits perfectly on the top.
There you go.
So, there you go. So that's Purvey related, but also
Finishing off
a
with
life hack. So the Devil, the lap, John. Now, we might be visiting the lap in 2024.
Yes, I did see a mention of the lap.
Yeah, Gareth Davies.
Gazitude. Ronnie McRunface.
Ronnie McRunface, Gazitude. A man of many names.
Yes.
But he says there's curry at the end of the lap.
Oh, man.
So,
sorry, is there naan bread?
I'm not sure, we need detail.
Right,
Gareth.
okay.
But I think Petrivi 4th Road Bridge 10k.
Oh, that carrot's been dangled at us a few times.
It has, but Gav Major, Bob Copeland, Stephen Burrell, all staunch Petrivi boys are just, they're really, I know we're going to hate to get an invite just to judge the Purvey. We're not bothered about the racing part.
Well, I was thinking about that. We should maybe do a tour of Scotland.
Just the Purvey sort of tour.
I was also thinking as well, I've seen a carrot was dangled, but Stevie Burrow brought along some lemon drizzle cake to Auchterarder, didn't he?
I felt that was a bribe.
I was just delighted.
It's almost a bribe so you could win his race Purvey of the year, and I think it's worked actually. I think it's worked. Quick shout out, there was a few folk, 3 or 4 folk, they went nae Purveys at any races they've done. They're choosing the wrong races.
They're in the wrong races, definitely. Aye.
So yeah, you know who you are. Just look at your entry central. Purvey at the end needs to be on the race description.
I've got to say, one of the races I've entered next year is the Feel the Burns that's happening in January.
Feel the Burns?
Feel the Burns, aye. And it says in there that your soup, haggis, neeps and tatties pie and a bit of shortbread.
You've piqued my interest.
So
is that a midweeker?
No, it's a Saturday. That could be a contender for the 2024 Purvey of the year.
We'll keep a close eye on that one, John. And there's a couple of no's as well. One big no for me. It was Alan Risk. He said unlimited fish cakes at the end of the Oslo Eco Trail.
See, I'm a fan of fish cakes, but I did on a run.
On a run, even immediately after a run. On maybe a Wednesday night with some sweet chilli sauce drizzled over them or something like that.
And chips.
And chips, obviously. But no on a run. That's a no for me, Alan. You can keep them.
Might give you a boat, eh?
Exactly, the boat.
Aye,
so Purvey of the year goes to Petrivi 4th Road Bridge 10k for me.
100%.
Even though we've never ever sampled.
Well, never been there, but the dream is real.
This is a virtual handshake to the organiser.
And I think what we need to find out is we need early bird entry offer to Petrivi 10k so we can come along and sample it. We're not even bothered with running, are we?
No, we are.
Okay.
We'll take photos.
So category 1 complete, Stevie Boy.
Brilliant. So on to an even more important category next is that the best or your preferred anti-chafe solution.
We've got to speak about Amanda Woodrow, haven't we?
We do have to speak about Amanda Woodrow. I think that has now become a thing in certainly Scottish ultra running scene.
Yeah, we're looking to rebrand this and remove the boots bit and just call it Amanda.
So we could just put Young Hearts Run Free silicone lubricant. Amanda. we could reap the benefits and take the glory.
But we now know there's a wee bit of a backstory to that. That actually Ali Bailey influenced Amanda Woodrow, who's influenced hunters of hunters or runners.
Hunters and runners. So definitely a shout out for the sex lube. One person tried it and it wasn't for them. Did you see that? I can't remember who it was, but
I'll find it, man.
There you go.
I think it might have been Kim Haig. On you go.
Yeah, no, you're right, it was Kim Haig. She tried it and she's reverted back to her previous solution. There's also honourable mentions for good old Sudocrem,
Yep.
yeah, which is my preferred go-to. Squirrel's nut butter.
That's a newbie for us this year, really talking about. I think we've heard of it,
Oh aye.
but there's a few of the runners that are actually using it.
Hoop lube stick.
Hoob, I love the name of that. A hoob lube. Give me a hoob lube.
Hoop lube stick. Lanacane, which is more a wee sort of talcum powder thing that you shove up your kilt if you're at an all-day wedding and you didn't want to suffer when you're doing the gay cordons later on.
Strip the wall and all that. But body blade is a thing that used to be on my radar quite a bit, but not so much now.
No,
but
happy bum.
yeah, why not, man? Why not?
Everybody needs a happy bum.
Whoever marketed that is fantastic.
So yeah, and old school Vaseline.
Vaseline.
It's still in the sphere.
Got to give Dave Shaw a shout out for his text. Just get Vaseline right around the balls, and there you go. Sorted.
So that's almost like the ointments and solutions and stuff like that. But then other people have sent like K-tape on your nipples.
Yeah. Well, K-tape.
Kind of stuff that you use.
Aye, but how easy does it come off?
Doesn't matter. The main thing is that it protects the nips.
Because you're the t-shirt you're wearing, the 3-1, you wore 312 nipple guards
I did.
in Chicago.
Yep.
Now, how would they come off?
They were fine like a plaster. And they came off like a plaster. But K-tape's going to whip hair off.
Aye, because a flashback to the lakes, and the guy next to us who was doing the 100,
Yep.
he was going to boot with nipple guards on, but he was a hairy guy, and they were actually hanging off him. And I actually lent him my razor so he could shave his nipples.
That's the type
Or
of
shave
guy
his chest.
John is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've currently got like nipple, like hair lister in my nipples.
Because of that?
Well, I had to get the adhesive working.
Aye, so you did that in preparation for the application?
Aye, exactly. I was,
See, I'm just thinking, like,
experience.
K-tape could be like a bit of duct tape, man. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking it's taken off.
But anyway, K-tape the nipples, appropriate underpants, so underwear, Ron Hill bockies,
Yes.
kind of undershort type things,
Big knacks.
big skanks. Somebody has then put double socks. Now I was like double socks, as in like a thin pair of socks and then a thicker pair of socks over the top of them to stop the rubbing and the cream. But I think double knacks. What do you think of double knacks? 2 pairs of undercarriage.
I'd be roasting, man.
I know, but you can imagine the heat getting freaking built up down there.
Oh, aye.
Volcano. So anyway, I just wanted to mention it. And there's a couple of sly buggers have indicated that they've not got a problem with chafing because they're lean or skinny. Well,
That would be the solution I'm looking for then.
they are also the welcome round these parts. So, John, anti-chaff solution of the year.
I'm drawn to Happy Bum simply because of the name.
Happy Bum. But it's untried and untested for us, and I'm going Amanda's sexy.
Yeah, let's Amanda's sexy was a winner for us.
Amanda's silicone sex look.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. That's our anti-chaff. Thank you for the input, guys.
I never thought we'd be going as quick as this, but here we go. But I suppose we have to. There's so much content.
Where are we going next?
I think this is one of the big ones. I think.
Oh, a big ticket, a big.
Yeah.
It's like the smash hit poll winners party.
Yeah, it's probably been, if you filled in the form, thank you everybody that did, you'll know the sort of order. We're not going in that order, we're mixing up a wee bit. It's what we do, isn't it? But we're going to be going for inspiration of the year here. And you know, there's been a lot of big things have happened this year, and there's a lot of big names, well-known, famous names. We'll give them a nod. Well done to your Courtneys and your Jim Walmsleys and all these people. But we want to focus on
superstars.
We want to focus on folk like us.
The real superstars.
You know, so there's two, I don't know, I was going to say there's 2 or 3. There's 23 or 33 that we want to speak about, I suppose.
There is.
Who do we go with this? I'm noticing the name, that the one that's come up here is quite early on, Martin Butcher. All round good guy.
All good. Good guy, motivator, inspirer of people who he comes into contact with in the running world.
100%.
And just his name comes up again and again, you know, and
every time I hear his name I smile. And he's also Billy Gibson's bitch.
Of course he is.
As well. So,
yeah, it's a good place to be.
I did see him, I went up to Glenmore just for a couple of hours I was up there. But Martin wasn't just supporting Billy. Every single person I went past him was applauding him and giving him a nod and a shout. And I'm sure it wasn't just for the time I was there. So Martin Butcher's a good shout.
Dr. Stevie T,
who's another good guy.
He is, I know, but that we get to the good cunts, Ken, later. So yeah, he had special mention for Martin and how he was really, really helping him at G24, even though he wasn't there to support him. So Martin, another previous guest at the show, Ali McGill, who
won the West Highland Way.
West Highland Way winner 2023, and Craig Stokes nominated her, and yeah, it was a bit of a kind of watershed moment I think for her after her 2022 West Highland Way, when you know she learned so much and
definitely,
yeah, you can see how she inspires everybody around her, especially doing in that Fife hotbed.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what, if ever somebody has put into place lessons learned, it was Ali McGill on the West Highland Way this year.
Definitely, and I want to stay in the Kingdom Fife for the next day.
Let's do it, man.
Because this was a name that was repeated again and again throughout the nominations. Louise Miller.
Louise is a listener, a follower on our social media platforms.
Yeah.
See her on Strava doing some awesome things. I need to know a wee bit more actually. Louise was nominated and it says that she cut her hair off for charity. I love that folk do that sort of stuff. So, but I'd like to know a wee bit more about that. So please get in touch, either Louise or Darren Stoker, who put her name in.
Yeah.
She's also done 5 ultras.
I know.
This year. So
I know.
Quite brilliant.
Louise, well done.
Well done.
You're inspiring a lot of people. And then we're going a wee bit further afield for our next day. Our Yorkshire correspondent, Mel Sykes, has numerous nominations for Inspiration of the Year. Neil Wilkinson, Tom Harity, Dave Mackay, all showcasing her talents and the way that she is going about her business and inspiring them.
And I think we can say it's both on field and off field that Mel is an inspiration. The way that she won the Summer Spine Challenger.
Yep.
Go back and listen to that episode, it's brilliant. The hallucination stories are fantastic. And then she completed the Lakeland 50, and then she went across to Chamonix and had, I don't know, what would we call it? Was a wee sugar on her head that she got sorted out. But the inspiration of the way she's come back for that, and she's now working towards getting that full bill of health and getting running again. Absolutely phenomenal. I've got to say as well, she messaged me the other day to say that they don't pronounce their H's in Yorkshire.
Okay.
So, and I promised I would do this. You go, oh, for Santa in Yorkshire. So there you go, that's for you, Mel. And Mel, definitely, she inspires us all the time.
Another constant inspiration to listeners of the podcast, Karen Nichol. Few people really inspired by her backyard ultra endeavours, GB female record holder. And again, I think it came across loud and clear when we had her last on the podcast. On her own, with Debbie, just that change in mindset that she's had to help her on her way to being able to cope with these massive backyard ultra efforts, and how that's really helped her. And there's other people feeding off that too.
Most definitely. On the backyard thing, Harvey Lewis.
Oh yes, there is. Harvey Lewis. Ross Beveridge wanted to showcase Harvey Lewis, who went above and beyond.
Didn't he have?
And blootered the world best.
Nosebleeds and all sorts of stuff going on.
We'd love to actually speak to Harvey sometime. We are actively in touch with Harvey. Harvey and us are like thick as thieves.
We're connected.
So watch this space.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely a shout out for Backyard Ultra and anybody else who's tackled that endeavour, because it's a
Definitely. Staying stateside, there's also been a nomination for Jackie Hunt Brosma that we've had on as well. NC runner Jackie.
She is, aye. Do you know, even her socials are just scroll through her Instagram and you'll all be inspired by Jackie. Ali Bailey, somebody mentioned Ali and something that's really stuck in their mind and become a bit of a new mantra for them that Ali mentioned when she was on the podcast recently about treat running as your playground.
Yeah.
And also get that feeling of being a kid again. That was what I was taken away for that. And
it's meant to be fun, isn't it?
Exactly. And if you've not read Ali's book, don't get a copy. It's really an alternative view on things, but fun, entertaining, and inspiring. So aye.
On the Ali's, Ali Caldwell.
Oh aye.
Previous guest. Way back at the start of 2023, we spoke with Ali Caldwell, who completed the spine, the full shebang.
The full shooting match.
Without having set her foot on the route on purpose in preparation for it, because she just thought, I'll just rock up and get it done, and that's what she does. But she's went from that to, man, what a year she's had.
Oh, it's incredible.
Smashed it.
Incredible. I think we speak a wee bit more later on as well, but aye, you know. Road marathons, multi-day ultra marathons seems to all be within her armoury, so well done, Ali. Quick shout out, Juliet Mackenzie ran a lap at Anglesey.
Yes.
Raising £5,000 for Catch 23, which is a mental health charity. Anglesey's quite a big.
It
was 85 miles she did, whipped round it, and do you know that's really inspired folk as well. Wasn't on my radar, so apologies for that, but impressive.
There's also been an emerging theme throughout all the nominations that are coming for all the different categories about people who are supporting mental health charities. We know it's a hot topic, and thankfully it is. It's getting spoken about, but it's great to know that we are part of that community that actually cares so much for that.
Absolutely.
So thank you to everybody that's doing that.
Lorna Mitchell's son.
Man.
Lorna wanted to highlight how much of an inspiration her 13-year-old son is to her. He's battled through a difficult year, and he's come out of that year with a handful of new PBs at the running club he goes to, and she sounds like she's immensely proud, quite rightly so, of her son's 2023. So yeah, it's not all about us old yins.
Nah, it's brilliant. Running can have a massive impact.
And another sort of alternative take, there's a few people who have spent 2023 coming back with some quite serious injuries.
Yeah.
And are now feeling that they're kind of back in the groove. Al B, Kevin McKen, been two regular listeners who have messaged us quite a fair bit and let us know how much the podcasts kind of helped them get through. And we all know what been injured. I know what been injured like for a couple of months, let alone a year. And it can be, you lose, you kind of grieve for what you do, don't you?
Exactly,
so
man.
It's tricky. So
it's also important, I think, that it's okay to feel like that. It's totally natural to feel like that. And I'm like a caged tiger if I can't go out for a run, you know. But to have that for months, I don't know how I would cope with that.
You need to replace the void, don't you?
You do.
With other stuff that maybe...
You've got to go back to Hamish Battle though, man. Remember he said, there might be a bit of your body that's injured, but your whole body's not injured. So do what you can.
Fair point, well made, Jimbo.
Yeah. So do what you
can.
So
inspiration of the year, John, I think it's really difficult to pick one. And you know, we're not going to say the inspiration of the year is...
I think it's everybody that's running.
Exactly.
Everybody.
It'd be unfair of us just to say, you know.
Yeah, and we're not copping out or backing out of this. Well, I'm not. but I think everybody gets inspired by somebody, and that might be somebody that's doing a couch to 5k. It might be somebody that's coming back from injury. It might be somebody that goes and runs a marathon or an ultra marathon. But everybody inspires somebody. And what I love though, what I fucking love, is that our listeners are inspiring other people to be runners. So
Ken, also what I love is that we are inspiring folk
Aye, imagine that.
Okay.
Imagine that.
Do you know, just by, and thank you for those who, do you know, acknowledge what we do and
Yeah.
what we put out there content-wise and things like that. It's all been well noted and received, and thank you for that. But it's great to know that if you can, you know, help somebody, you know, get on their way and achieve things that they maybe didn't think were possible, and play a tiny small part of that.
The messages
that
the messages that come in, they really hit a spot, and thank you very much for doing that. I'm pretty sure we respond to as many as we can. If we didn't, apologies for that, but it means so much for people to feedback what they're getting from the podcast.
Yeah.
And I love it when we get a message and it's just like, well, we'll say to each other, have you seen that? And it's like, yes, and it makes you feel good.
I know, because
so thank you.
Yeah, I'll sometimes screenshot it if it's an Instagram message, because sometimes if you one reads it and then the other one maybe just misses it and stuff like that. So we always make sure that we kind of get these, and apologies if we've not always replying to it. Sometimes I'm in the pub pissed.
And there have been tears as well. Reading some of the stuff you said.
Okay,
so
so
thank you.
Thanks very much. And on to number 4, category number 4, which is drop bag.
Yeah.
Back on a regular Young Hat run through. Drop bag item of the year, or find, or discovery.
Now, I'm going to start off with Luchos. Stuart McNeish. A few people have mentioned it this year. Martin Gray mentioned Luchos.
Definitely.
Stuart McNeish spoke about them quite a bit when we did our Access All Areas thing. I think it was after speaking with Stuart that, what I say, I might have been a wee bit gung-ho, ordered them. I think while we were still speaking to Stuart, I was ordering them. But a few other people have mentioned about Luchos in here.
Yep, Cunty McCunterson mentioned them. I'm not sure if that's a correct name. Maybe
they might not have been christened with that. Also, Gordon Brown has mentioned Luchos as well. I've certainly been using them. I mix it up. I've not got one thing I stick with. You'll not be surprised to hear that.
No.
But,
cover the bases.
But they certainly work. Is it 16 grams?
Carbs
per block.
Pretty.
And they're really good and really easy to eat.
Turkish delight.
Very much so.
Turkish delight.
Very much so.
In fact, Turkish delight, could that work?
It could, yeah, definitely. It definitely could work.
You know, like a fries Turkish delight, kind of one in the pink foil wrapper, kind of sort of 70s, 80s sweet.
I could go on in them.
I used to eat them. It was dark chocolate.
You used to get them in Heroes or Celebrations, wee mini ones.
Cadbury's versions.
They've dropped them.
Because that divides opinion. It's like Marmite.
Cunto McCunterson's also mentioned condensed milk in a squeezy bottle. I remember Lorna McMillan having that.
That's a new one on me, but there you go.
If you want your sugar in,
exactly.
Boom.
And it's like get it for the fridge and I'm like whack. Intravenous drip.
Sugar. Man.
It's basically liquid tablet.
It is, but not everybody can handle it though.
No.
It can be too sweet for some folks.
Right, mini Battenbergs. Lorna Mitchell.
Yeah.
Mini Battenbergs.
Maybe a bit dry, eh?
I don't care, it's just that marzipan.
Too much.
Almond sort of taste, So I'm out for mini Battenbergs. But if you maybe said it was a French fancy, which aren't quite as carryable.
Nah, not really.
Because you know you get like a box of 8 French fancies.
There's a mini Battenberg coming in an individual wrapper.
I think it maybe does. I think that sometimes portability of a snack is sometimes part of its beauty, like the Soreen loaf. And no Soreen loaf wasn't mentioned, and I feel almost ashamed.
Getting drawn to your own stuff.
I've got hundreds of these nominations and nobody mentioned a Soreen loaf with a big whack of lush pack in the middle.
Nobody's put wee baby boilers.
No.
We salt in them.
I know, see, maybe we are different.
I'm guaranteed we are different.
So,
guaranteed.
Anyway, mini Battenbergs, no, but if it was French fancies, all 8 of them in one sitting with a cup of tea, no Welsh running. Aye.
Right. Mel Sykes, the Yorkshire correspondent, she's got one of these OT duo bars. And Mel sent me a couple of them to try them. They're like...
Did you miss freaking send me them?
We were having a wee separate conversation about something.
I hear you.
But you know what they're like? They're like the same size and shape as the flapjacks you have. kind of big, thick flapjacks.
Yes.
They're not as thick as that, but
Okay.
they're long. Like Rice Krispies, but joined together with
Oats.
sugary stuff,
Right.
like melted stuff. They were all right.
Okay. All right.
I wouldn't say they were my game changer though.
Right. Okay. What about pineapple chunks?
Nah,
Nah. Bobby Butt. Flaming hot.
nah.
Nah. No pineapple and drop bags,
Yeah.
Bobby. Bowfen.
John O'Donnell cheesy mash.
Cheesy mash. Yep.
I'm into that, but do you
Hot?
get it? No, it wouldn't be hot, but do you? Well, maybe it was.
I
It was
think
on the
it was
west
as
side
far
of the
as
day.
he was concerned, but could you eat cheesy mash cold?
No bother, man. But
So-
what I would do is batter it in one of the Ziploc bags and then just bite the corner off and just stay.
Oh, like you're piping icing onto a cake.
Aye, cheesy mash.
Ah, that's a cookie mash, right? Okay, I'm in. Well, we're right in our comfort zone now, aren't we?
Yeah.
So, egg mayo and brioche buns.
Yep,
Aye.
I could go.
Aye.
No bother, man.
Yep.
Definitely.
So,
into
Andrew Mech, is it? Who's
Yep.
in Chicago. So I'm
Yeah.
disappointed that I didn't meet up with you. But aye, I'm hearing that. Egg mayo. Gain plenty of salt in the egg mayo.
that. Aye, definitely.
Maybe even a wee bit of moulding salt, just a wee bit extra crunch. That's the type of posh shit that I Marmite cheese baby bells. Talk to me.
Never knew there was such a thing.
I think it could be an Englandshire thing.
Well, it is. Whatever
What's-
it is.
Well, it was Gazitude.
Ah, right. So maybe
Maybe
make one
north,
face and
northwest,
send them up.
maybe like Barrow or something like
Aye,
that.
aye.
So, right, we didn't get Marmite. No, they've not been married.
I'm not on either side of it, but I'm on the fence about love it or hate Marmite. I can eat anything, you know.
Aye,
But
aye, I'm all right with that.
so way to seek them out.
So aye, Stroop waffles.
What's that, man?
Right, it's the waffle things that have got a big layer of caramel in the middle, so you get a
Oh, I'm in.
round waffle. They're Dutch, you get them in Amsterdam. Round waffle, whack of caramel, another waffle sandwiched on top, and you usually put them on top of your coffee cup.
And it melts.
And it melts.
Yeah, I'm in.
Right, so Ross Beveridge, Stroop waffles, John's in, right?
100%.
Oof, Wootchoss, we've mentioned salt and vinegar chickpeas. What? Gav Major and Stephen Burrell, both at they two are.
Go. Salt and vinegar. Is that a thing?
Asda's.
Is that a thing, or do you buy chickpeas and add salt and vinegar to them?
No, it's a thing. Asda's salt and vinegar chickpeas. So there you go, and they, I think, well, go 33.
Well,
I think that's maybe helped there. That and a
Salt and vinegar on
few other
anything.
things.
Salt and vinegar on anything is going to work.
Aye.
You know, I'm a fan of either Discos or Square Crisps, salt and vinegar.
Discos are as nippy as they get.
Ah, but they're good.
I know, but like, see if you've got a cold sore.
I didn't. Aye. You've also got your liquid close by
Yes.
for
So-
that as well, but salt and
Aye.
vinegar's good.
So anyway, that's me ran through my
Right.
highlights. I went for stuff that I'd
Aye.
never really considered before.
A recent guest, Nicky Spink, spoke about a rice pudding, and David Mackay's putting rice pudding in brackets not off. Nicky mentioned that as well. He didn't want to
not
have one
off
that's
rice
off.
pudding. Aye.
Quick shout out to you as well. Coca-Cola is a staple. It's in there. Rice Krispie squares.
Like the plain eggs or the chocolate ones or the caramel ones, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. No shapes and sizes rather. Varieties. You get wee limited edition chocolate orange eggs. Aye,
Well,
I'm alright with that.
We've got to look at that. Now, Fiona Ainsley's put in a can of cold coffee. Can you,
Oh, they
you
call it
can
like
get
Costa.
Starbucks, Costas, all
Aye.
these in the shops. I found to my dismay.
Be mindful.
I found to my dismay when I ran the Great Glen, coming out of Drumnard Rocket, I had a can of cold coffee. I never held on to it very long, Stevie boy, but I felt great after to go off trail for a wee bit. I'll leave it at that.
Did you leave a wee present on the Great
I
Glen
did,
Ways for
but
somebody?
I'll tell you, I'll still be there.
Oh, I hope you dug a wee hole and buried it.
I did, I've got to carry a wee shovel,
Of course you do.
you know. And then there's some people that are saying there that they haven't run far enough this year, need a drop bag. Well, we wish you every health and happiness for 2024, where you can contribute to this category next year.
Yes.
Yeah?
Do. Yeah. So, they winners or losers for the drop bag item, just maybe a wee bit of thought-provoking stuff for yourself to try.
Aye.
A bit of imagination goes a long way when it comes to drop bags.
And I think it's one of these things, hopefully you're picking up a few things there, it's one of these things that if it works for you, it works for you. But we
Yes.
just, that's it. So there's not an outright winner
No.
for drop bag item. But thank you everybody for
John,
filling us up.
We're edging towards halfway point, and it's going to be another biggie running moment of the year.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Now this is the running moment that's not being yourself.
Aye. Yeah. You know, and let's get a few out the way first that are well worth mentioning, but maybe only the ones that we would want to pick out as running moment. We want to be a real, you know, relatable thing.
Definitely, yeah.
But Courtney DeWalter's here.
She won the 3 biggies, didn't she?
Yeah, and we speak about people. She was already levelled up, that I thought, as high as she could, and she's found that next level again. And it's not just by enlarging her winning times and her, you know, fastest known times on course records and all that stuff. It's now that she's up there with the guys.
I'm
do you know,
smashing
that's
it,
like,
man.
do you know, so like the whole thing, do you know, a female being on the podium of, do you know, like Western states say, do you know, isn't far away, and Courtney is just, wait a minute, but this, do you know, males are better than, do you know what I mean? It's like she's just,
you know,
kind of throwing the
they speak about in business
copybook out the window or
they
whatever.
speak about in business that glass ceiling, right? Courtney just smashed right through
Aye.
it. She's like Willy Wonka in an
Look at
elevator,
that.
going
Look
right
at
through
that.
that glass
Aye.
ceiling.
Okay.
Absolutely fantastic.
Courtney, if you're listening, you can where we are.
We've tried to be in touch. We're reaching out to Courtney.
We have.
It will happen.
It will.
It will happen.
Thingy. So, and another one, Josh Kerr.
Oh yes.
In the athletics arena. Now, we didn't often venture into these stadiums and things like that.
Neither does the BBC Sports Personality of the Year, Stephen.
Well, let's make up controversy there, John.
Yes.
You know? I know. They didn't. But anyway, Josh, his battle with the Norwegian boy, as some folk.
Jacob Ingebrigtsen.
Aye, that's him. Jacob Ingebrigtsen, and coming out on top against him and just getting the one over on him in the spine tingling moment on the track when that happened. A lot of yous have indicated that as their running moment of the year. Jim Walmsley's UTMB triumphs, trials and tribulations.
I'm going to like Jim Walmsley, Alan McGill.
Aye.
Learned lessons, come back, smashed it.
I think Jim's going to be well proud of that comparison. So well done, Jim. Again, if you're listening and about it. Moving on.
There's a few people have mentioned. There's Lynn Smith's mentioned about the Tyree ultra marathon, the best place to do her one and only ultra thus far. Lynn said it was pure heaven, and I know I certainly followed Lynn's journey.
Are you jumping into the next category here? Is that a personal running moment or a running moment, or does it bridge them both?
It bridges them both.
It's just making sure he's not going off script.
No, you're
This
all
has
right.
been well
So,
prepared,
well, maybe come back. We'll come back to Lynn as well. Then, no, but she does. It was something, one of my standouts of the year.
So,
Made me really happy.
Cheating car scandals.
Oh man, that was topical, wasn't it?
And it was mentioned a few times.
Yeah.
Your running moment of the year, the cheating. So sometimes running moments of the year aren't all in the positive sense.
Exactly
And
that.
the cheating car scandal that became our Yorkshire correspondent down at her. Was it Manchester to Liverpool?
Manchester to
Or the other way
Liverpool.
round?
I think it was Manchester to Liverpool.
Yes.
And Mel finished fourth, she thought.
Yeah.
But then got upgraded to third. And you know what I love about this, that I love about Mel Sykes? She was getting offers for all sorts of media to speak to them, whether it be in print, online, or wherever. Mel Sykes chose to speak to the Young Hearts Run Free podcast first. She put off all the other stuff.
What a yeah. That
'Cause
was us getting held in that esteem.
Yeah, it's important to Mel that her story wasn't being edited in any way. I think a number of other
Misconstrued.
another number of other places might have tried to do that.
Misrepresented.
But she knew, well, she just tells us what to do, actually.
Exactly. So that's cool. We're
But,
cool with that. But aye,
Yeah,
how she dealt with it was my one of our moments of the year. So yeah. Now on to sort of more relatable stuff.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm in the right category.
Neil McNichol winning the Lakes 50.
Oh,
right? We saw that happen, unfold and stuff, and you know, when we spoke to Neil, I think we even got a wee ticking off for him, because we maybe said it was good to see an older boy triumph against the younger boys, and that was meant as in a complimentary sense.
Of course it was.
Always complimentary. So yeah, a few of you have pointed out Neil smashing it down at the Lakes 50 in the summer was a huge moment for them. And Johnny Logan, running moment of the year, whipping through his 10-year run streak.
That's quite phenomenal, isn't it? You know, think about that, man.
10 years.
Every day for 10 years.
And it's still going.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That is, you know,
brilliant.
Pointed out by a few people, Johnny, and I can't quite get my head around it, but there you go.
Yeah. Going back up the sort of the levels, somebody's put in about that chap winning the marathon and beating Kipchoge's time.
Oh aye, Kelvin Kipton.
Aye, that was quite a phenomenal thing, wasn't it?
That was at Chicago.
And it's quite a landmark in time that's happened this year as well.
Totally, and it's no far away, isn't it, that the 2 hour mark is going to be probably by Kelvin.
It's going to be, you've got to be that common denominator, man. Kipchoge done it in Berlin.
Yeah, with me kind of tail running him.
Aye.
And Kelvin did it in Chicago with me kind of just, I had his back.
There you go, man.
I had his back, so you boys want to watch out what I'm signing up for, because that's where the magic happens.
Tokyo better watch itself. That's all we're saying.
Well, get training, and shoe developers get those schwanks freaking leveled up one more time so that the old cheat shoes work. So all good. On marathons, want to, if it's all right, whip you down to Manchester in April.
Okay.
Aye. Martin Gray wanted to nominate his brother Johnny's sub-3
quite brilliant
marathon successes down in Manchester, which I know was really, really hard earned, well earned, and a triumph. And I can't move on for this category without mentioning John's Manchester endeavours, because that was mentioned again and again and again, and John will probably be too humble to speak about how many times that was mentioned.
No, I'll talk about it.
But John's sub-4 attempts, the build up to it, the actual way it played out in the finale and the aftermath has been a lot of people's running moment of the year, and it's been my running moment of the year too, and it wins the category by some distance.
No, I don't know about that, but what I would say about it is I loved how everybody got involved. That I think, you know, that whole thing with the podcast and moments in there, that time that we put on Stone Roses, This Is The One, pre the run, that was really powerful for me, and loads of people got in touch. Do not cry. Loads of people got in touch to at that time to say that how much they'd loved the journey and all that sort of stuff, and to come back after it and to talk about actually smashing it was brilliant. So thank you, everybody, very much.
That's running over the year. John sub-4 at Manchester, and nobody else who achieved magical things. But
yeah, there's lots of people.
This is the one category that just that conflict of interest stuff just goes out the windy.
I've
made an official decision, right?
I'm not
just
going
to get John a hanky.
I'm not going to argue it because I'm happy about it.
Okay.
So, brilliant. Right. What are we doing? Are we going to...
We're battering on, man. We're battering on. Let's just do this in one take. We had thought we'd do it in 2 takes, but do you know what? We're getting through it. We're halfway through.
We are,
we're
man.
like, I don't know, 40 minutes in. So let's go
Let's
for
just
it.
crack on.
Let's get crack
Let's
on.
make it an ultra.
Next on the awards agenda, the Unawards, agenda, event of the year.
And there's been a few events that
few smashers
have been nominated. West Highland Way always gets a wee shout out with this one, and as does the Devil.
Of course it does. Of course they do, deservedly so.
But we also want to focus a wee bit on some events that we actually haven't taken part in or even heard of.
No, we wanted to highlight some of the lesser known events that we reckon the people who are nominating them, we trust them. They wouldn't be nominating them just for the sake of it. Yes, to
100%.
So these events must be worth going today, and so we want to say things like the Dumfries Half Marathon. So John Spears ran that this year, medalled at it, so he had a great day out. But no, I've not been done the Dumfries Half Marathon. It'll be, I'd imagine, run by Dumfries Harriers, whatever. So a club run. The Caithness Half, one that's not on my radar. James Kelman nominated that. He PB'd at it. So when you PB at something or have a really good day out, then it's going to stick in your memory even more.
Of course it is.
But these events must be well organised. They must be, you feel well looked after. The routes will be good. The courses will be sometimes challenging, but fun and good to be part of. Bob Barron nominated the Broch Half.
Yeah, and you're right though, and I think it's important to say that people that are going to these things, they might have had a tough shift, but that's stuck in their mind and they're nominated for Event of the Year.
Yeah.
And got to give a big shout out to all the race directors that put these things on.
Yes.
Because you know better than I do,
Aye.
this doesn't just happen. There's a lot of trials and tribulations and energy, and they've got to put into making these things happen. So
there is, it's an eye opener, but it's all worthwhile, and I'm sure the race organisers listening will say it's all worthwhile when it all comes together and you see everybody home over the finish line safe, smiling and feeling rewarded. So it's all worth it. But these smaller events, like Pathacondi Half Marathon, Loch Leven Half Marathon, the Kinross Roadrunners ones, great events, and we want people to get along and support these events.
Yeah, there's also been a shout out from Alan Risk about the Alloa Half Marathon.
Yeah.
I think Alan and Ali, who celebrated their wonderful wedding at the Auchterarder Running Festival,
Brilliant.
they both run for Portobello Running Club, and that's one of their club calendar races. Yeah, that's it.
Destination races, yeah.
And
So
you'd mentioned one to me earlier on as well, the Mendips Hills 50k. It was the inaugural race this year.
Kerry Cooper nominated the Mendips Hills 50k, and I even just the name of that, it's a part of the world I've never been. It's a 50k ultra marathon that's been nominated. I'll now go and Google it.
Yeah.
Mendips Hills.
Definitely.
The Derwent Water Doddle
Oh, I like a
down in the
doddle.
lakes.
I like a doddle.
So, Neil Wilkinson, again, no on our radar. It is new on our radar. Hopefully it's on other folks' radar. The Tom Scott 10 miler, Mark Gallagher, previous guest. Get back and listen to Mark's episode. He won the Jackie Gourley Shield.
Brilliant.
Love that, the Jackie Gourley Shield. For his finish there, and he just rates the race really highly. One that sticks in my head was the Glasgow to Edinburgh. A lot of folk had a really good day out at that. They've run the horse short.
Yeah. Pishy start to man.
Pishy
The
weather.
weather was awful.
Ultra Running Bear, aka Steve Day, nominated the Glasgow to Edinburgh Ultra. It's quite good when you run Glasgow to Edinburgh. John's ran the Glasgow to Edinburgh Ultra, and you look at your Strava activity after it and you feel like you've crossed the country.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
I spoke to a boy last week as well. I was at the Wild Hearts social run in Luss, and I spoke to him. I think Ken Gary's last name. He's Gary Runs on Instagram. He had a fantastic day at the Glasgow to Edinburgh. It wasn't his first ultra, but it might have been. Sorry if it's not Gary, it might have been his best ever performance.
Brilliant.
So it's great.
It is. And then one that came up numerous occasions on the nominations was the Tyree Ultra. You've already mentioned it there for Lynn, who had a great day out. She wasn't the only one who had a great day out. Now, Will, who is the race director up there,
he's also a masseuse.
He's a masseuse, and he's an all-round good guy, but he puts on a great weekend.
Yeah.
And people, it's like because you need to travel to get to Tyree. I know you need to travel to get to any place, but you need to go there on a ferry.
Aye, or a plane.
An aeroplane.
A wee light aeroplane.
Exactly, bumpy.
wee
But
pop,
it feels that you're going somewhere different. Like you're going to a different dimension.
Definitely.
And you're in this wee bubble, and you're running round the Hale Island. It's also where Owen, Scottish runner, hails from as well, and he spoke about
That's
that
right,
event
yeah,
too.
yeah.
So big shout out for the Tyree and the guys like Martin James. Did it with a group of other guys. and loved it, and you can tell how etched into their memories it is. This
yeah,
experience.
definitely. If you want to have an adventure with your pals,
Aye.
that's the sort of thing you should be doing.
Brilliant, yeah. And yeah, Blast Running do a lot of great events. Katrina,
A series of events.
who was on the show earlier on in the year, but I think you ran 20 along the 4th.
That I never knew existed till we had Katrina on.
Yeah.
Ideal preparation for running a marathon in the springtime.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of people enjoyed that race, and it's happening again, March this year?
Shout out to Uncle Ken. He's the guy that's at the end of the Forth Road Bridge. You run round Uncle Ken and make your way back.
We all needed Uncle Ken. And before we get on to the winner of the category, because there is a winner, and John and I have decided what it is, we mentioned for a race that is going to happen called the Here Comes the Hot Stepper 10K. John is busy organising that exact race just now. He is going to be growing his dreads.
Alright.
This is going to be dreadlocks.
We've got the theme tune.
We've got a theme tune and we've got a set of steps. After that, everything else will just fall into place.
That'll be fine.
So, a race that both John and I done this year that's well known, I think, iconic and unique for a lot of reasons. Black Rock 5.
Brilliant, man.
Yeah.
And awesome. It's an evening race.
It is. It's a Friday evening. It's got something different about it.
Yeah, it's in a beautiful part of the world. It's doing in Kinghorn and Fife. I think when you leave, but if you're lucky, you get blessed with that beautiful sunset.
Yeah.
You know, it's gorgeous. It's run by, who organises it?
I think it's the local community.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
You can keep us right on that one.
Yeah, and it's just one of these, community is the word.
Aye.
It's just one of these lovely, warm, fuzzy vibes that you get. Everybody's there. It sells out in minutes.
It does.
know,
So it's not as if they need a nudge for us to help their numbers. They've no given us a wee brown envelope or indeed a big poke of chips.
But we went,
But we'd happily take them.
I had a broad bag of
I know,
chips.
we're going to get to that.
But we also, there's lots of stuff happening on the street. They raise money for is it the lifeguards or the St John's ambulance, all that
There's
sort
just
of
a
stuff.
lot going on, and like you say, the whole community is out supporting it. I'm sure the race organisers will have some trouble with some folk, no doubt, what it's like, but it feels like the whole community is out supporting it. And on that Friday evening in early June, I want to say, the whole place comes to a stop, and it's all about the Black Rock 5 and folks doing this unique race out onto the sand flats and back. And then John's mentioned the chippy, get chips. There's other food available, and then we get together and prize giving at a local pub after it.
And the crack in the pub was brilliant afterwards, wasn't it, man? We went back and there's a really good vibe there as well. But if you're going to do it for the first time, take a fleece or a jacket, eh?
Aye.
Kind of chilly.
It gets a bit chilly later on, and unless you're no driving, and you can have a couple of beverages.
Because you get beer at the end.
Aye, I know.
You do.
You get a beer at the end too. So big
thank you to the Young Hearts Run Free official driver, JR.
John Robb, thank
who
you.
Takes us here, there, and everywhere.
Allowing us to get a wee swag.
A wee baby.
Know that's any of our motivations.
And talking pish in his car.
Wait, like you're at the end of a race, chips or beer. What are you reaching for?
Chips.
I need to.
100%.
Yep.
Everything. So Black Rock 5.
Black Rock 5, yeah.
Okay.
Keeping on the event sort of spiel for our next one, because it feels like a natural segue into Bling.
Yeah.
Bling of the year. Now that could be a medal, but it doesn't always have to be a medal. It's, an award at the end of the race. Might be that it's a tree planted in your memory, John.
That would be lovely. But however, it might not be a medal. This year, Lakeland had buckles.
They did
For the
have buckles.
50. Controversial.
We were enviously looking at them, weren't we? Because we weren't partaking in the actual running part, but we could see the medals, and I was like,
Rows and rows of medals lying.
How could I kiddie on that I've ran this, come across the finish line, flapping them and away before MD even notices. But anyway, buckles. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Mark Waithwaite will have something up his sleeve for 2024.
Yeah.
John will get his hands on that, all going well.
Hope so. And then, you know what, staying away from medals for a wee minute, just call for Stirling and say, the Stirling 10K's Empire Biscuit.
Oh, is that like instead of a medal?
An eatable reward.
Aye.
Fantastic. So,
I know that I wasn't aware of that. An Empire, I do like an Empire biscuit, John.
I love an Empire
You
biscuit.
got any in the cupboard?
But you know what? Let's talk about medals.
Aye,
Metal or wood?
metal. I'm metal. Metal Mickey, they call me. So, so I'm metal, and like I know that doesn't tick everybody's boxes environmentally, noise friendly, and what have you. But for me, there's just something a wee bit more girthy and weighty
Aye.
about a medal
Yeah.
than listen. I'm not against wooden medals. You asked me my preference, and
Yeah.
I've told you my preference.
I like, and I'm cool with it. I'm also cool. It's a bit like I'm not on the fence. I'm happy with metal or I'm happy with wood. What I love though is creativity. I don't just want your standard.
Aye, bottom shelf for the supermarket,
no.
20 pence.
I like a medal that means something, that reminds you of the event and the endurance that you've had to go through. Like the Lakeland 50 buckle,
Aye.
you'll remember that obviously. And a lot of the medals that I've seen this year are
But
absolutely
I
brilliant.
also want to acknowledge some people, medals or race rewards, or whatever you want to call them, didn't matter much to them.
That's
Because
fair enough.
the memory in their mind is enough or whatever, and that's cool. Do you know, if all your days get a medal and you put it in a bedside drawer and never ever look at it again, you're alright, we're cool with that. That's
Yeah.
for me, I like to kind of look back at my achievements. You
Aye.
know? But I've not got any tattoos to tell me about them.
Oh, Lee Campbell's got a tattoo, a sleeve.
I know, that was good.
That's
That,
absolutely
and that's
brilliant.
inspired by medals.
It is, aye.
So,
Absolutely
I'm just saying that there's some people, bling isn't for everybody.
No, but we're all different, man.
Exactly, but it is for me, and John quite likes a bit of bling too.
Oh, I love a bit
So,
of bling.
Yeah, aye. The Green Runners have entered the chat.
You know what? And we're all for
Of course we are.
supporting causes that are dear to everybody.
So,
but we're
whipping through some of the nominations, the Milton Keynes half and full. A couple of people mentioned that. Lynn Smith and
Yeah.
Kerry Cooper. They liked its creativity on the Milton Keynes half. So if you've ever had any reason to go to Milton Keynes in your life, John, that is the one.
okay, man.
So aye. So the big way round down in Winchester, Fiona Tweedy nominates that.
Sparkly turquoise bits in it. Is that now?
Yeah. So
yeah.
no, one D33 wooden medal, but a wee bit more creative, because it's like a train ticket, isn't it? And it's
Yeah.
based on a ScotRail, say, train ticket.
Bit creative.
So, and it's on the old railway line, so it's a return ticket to Bankery.
Brilliant, man.
So that's
I love
good.
that.
And I think their t-shirt as well is like a Motorhead rip-off.
Yes, it was this year.
Yeah,
Aye.
so that's good. We like that. The Blackpool Marathon medal
Careful what you're saying with this,
is
man.
multi-use.
Multi-use with Dave
Multi-use. You
Shaw.
can use it as a paperweight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use it to maybe give somebody a chap over the heap.
If you wanted, you could do that.
If you
Yeah.
want to. Wouldn't you try and take it on an aeroplane? Because maybe
No.
it could be deemed as an offensive weapon as well. So aye, Blackpool.
Yeah,
No,
Blackpool's in there.
If the Blackpool medal isn't the tower or the big one,
They're missing something, eh?
aye. But anyway, maybe that's too passé for them and they've done it already. So
Got to give a shout out to the West Highland Way Goblet. That's no a medal you get for finishing the
West Highland Way goblet
You get
is yeah, and then the decanter
Oh, you finished 10. Oh, man.
on the slate down at the lake, similar
Slate,
thing.
aye.
Do you like that? Do you like the fact that if you are loyal to a race and keep on doing it, you get an extra reward?
Yeah, no, I do like that.
You into that?
And that's how people keep coming back to things, isn't
Okay.
it? So,
Keep that in my head. So yeah, the other one that I've got on my list is John Spears, his Abbott 6-star World Marathon Major.
phenomenal.
That is a dinner plate size medal. That is going on display.
Oh, 100%. Everybody that comes in your house, you're showing them
Aye.
and explaining what each of the 6 stars
And
means.
tell them how you managed to save every penny for the rest of your life before trips to go. But anyway, that's another discussion.
Yeah,
Run and rant last week if you want to check back. Abbott. you boys better be listening.
Now, when Smith has come in, that Milton Keynes in, it spins. You've had a spinning medal before.
Yeah,
we and we also did Run the Blades, was a spinning medal.
Yeah, that was the windmill spinning.
Yeah.
So spinning's good, you know. All that little features add a bit of extra cost to the medal production to the race organisers. So if it's reflected in the entry fee, a creative medal, then that's why.
Paul Burnett is saying he got a beer tumbler.
A beer tumbler?
At the Grand Trail de Saint-Jacques. A beer tumbler.
Brilliant.
Good luck getting that up the road though.
And Kim Haig, she mentioned
Rassleback.
Rassleback's bling is something else, and I have seen it on their socials. Their races and their bling looks great. We've obviously purposely again left out Unawards Running Festival and the Chile as a conflict of interest, but I'm right proud of the medals that we produce. We put a lot of effort into them.
And the double dare.
And the double dare medal this year has got a lot of love, so thank you for that. But it is ineligible to get the award. Yeah, ineligible. I'm afraid. Unawards Running Festival race organisers, keep trying your best. So yeah, bling of the year. Are we? Do you know? Somebody just says don't give a crap. Like I said at the start.
Yeah.
Don't give a crap.
So in life in general.
No, race bling doesn't mean hee-haw to them. So
well, that's okay. That's okay, but also if you're passionate about it and you've got all your bling on display, I want to come to your house and I want you to explain to me all that proud
and then I
achievements
want to
you've
touch
got.
them, the tactile feeling of it all.
Definitely.
So, bling of the year, I don't know, I want to go with I started saying no to it because it's a wooden medal, but I like how D33 have made a wooden medal into something quite unique, a talking point. What's that? It's a train ticket. Wooden
Do you
train
have a
ticket.
winner?
I'm going D33.
I'm with you, man.
Okay.
Let's do it. D33 is our bling of the year. Only because we can't vote for the Unawards Running Festival.
No, the Chile Trail Race, UK's Premier.
UK's Premier.
Right, okay, moving on up.
Yep.
Kit choices. We speak a lot about kit.
Oh man, this is a thing we've started asking our guests.
Did I say they call me Metal Mickey?
You did, aye. It's brilliant. There's no edits on this, so it's the way, man. It's going in.
Oh man. That should be my new X handle.
Right, let's stay focused, man.
Aye.
Right, we've got people here saying, might be an original, but probably just my Garmin. Where would you be without your... Let's go watch. Where would you be without your watch? Because there's a number of different watches, isn't there? So
I didn't wear a watch while running that.
on your right hand, no.
Nah. So, but I mean, I like just to run off piste without any kind of
Naked?
things getting recorded naked if I can get away with
Listen,
it.
it's only data, man.
Like a naked rambler.
Oh,
So
hell, man, you're on fire today.
But I know. Your watch. It's wearables, isn't it? It's wearables.
Yeah.
It's how they've become just part of the fabric of your body.
I'm a bit of an addict, right, to life in general, but I get addicted to things. And data is one of the things I do get addicted to.
So, well, you're talking about Garmin's. There's other brands.
Yep.
Yeah, such as I didn't
Coros.
That's the one, aye.
Coros is one of
Anywhere
them. I suppose you've got an Apple Watch would do something. I don't know. I've never had one, but there are others.
Let's know if we can get Apple anything.
Polar is another one.
Oh yeah, Polar.
Eilish McColgan uses Polar.
The
Hello, Eilish.
English. Aye, there's some.
So,
there's other ones,
Yeah.
Fitbits and all that kind of stuff. But
Aye.
it's and again, sometimes it's all right just to whap it off and go for a run. I can't remember the last time I did that. I'll mark it as private on Strava so it doesn't get away from my annual running totals.
But then I remember during the 2018 London Marathon, you saying to me, "Stop looking at your watch.
I did,
Cover that
actually.
watch. Get that buff over that watch."
I did.
Because I and a lot of other people become obsessed with them.
Yeah.
So they're there to give you feedback on how you're training, how you're performing, but let's not become obsessed with them.
I tune out to them sometimes. And somebody did mention, actually, somebody very familiar to me mentioned about the Garmin body battery. Jerry Healy mentioned it and how that his kit of the year
Well, he likes it.
is the data element of the Garmin universe, and the body battery in particular, which is one of those things that you become obsessed with, because it's basically you wake up in the morning,
It's the first thing you check.
oh, it's my body battery at, and then that sets you up for the rest of the day. If it's shit, you're almost like
Fucking
starting on the back foot.
Aye.
Or you need to, then I use it, but I try to take it with a pinch of salt. It's just an algorithm working something out that could be
exactly
like somebody maybe hit the wrong key when they were programming it. When mine's is at 32 or something.
Tell you what I've noticed. If I hear a wee bevy, I'm not saying I'm stressed, but the body stress,
Oh aye.
the orange peaks.
Yeah, and that is the reason that we do not recommend bevying.
Aye, or wearing a watch to your bed.
You had a bevy, take your watch off before you go to sleep. That sorts it.
That's it.
Just put it in your bedside drawer along with all the medals you never look at.
Number of mentions of buffs.
Are we going to buff
Aye, we can
at
do.
this stage?
Well, there's a number of mentions on our very first page about buffs.
But buffs in general, yeah, definitely. Buffs in general. However, there is also, and what I mentioned for flip belts.
Aye.
The branded flip belt, the original flip belt.
Yep.
I've got one, and actually I was considering this, and I'd say that flip belt is probably my most liked and most used bit of kit.
Still your original one?
Original one.
Still with you? Is it what, just the 4 wee slots?
That's it.
2 front, 2 back?
It's no the zip. You get one with zippers in it now, and then you get an elite one. An elite one's like 50 something quid.
Yeah.
But the original one for like 25 quid, and even that you think to yourself, 25 quid for that.
It's
and,
good,
and you get imitation ones or dupes or whatever you want to call them, and they're still probably quite as good. But I'm still on my original flip belt. It's probably 6-7 year old. It's like it's new still.
Yeah.
And it's so handy.
I've got a flip belt, but when I was looking to buy something different, I'm sure it was Stuart Reid, sent me a message. Here, look at this Decathlon one.
Yeah.
There's more room in it.
Aye.
It's not a tube. It's like got a open at the top.
Okay.
Or a stretch you can open at the
Yeah,
top.
almost got pouches.
And that's the one that I'm using. But
Okay.
I have got a flip belt.
Right.
I really only used it for my phone and my watch.
Aye.
But you can put gels in my hand.
Well, I use it I've used it for marathons now, so for gel storage. But just for general runs, it's great for phone and a car key, because it's got the car key hook on it.
Yes.
You know, and I've
very
had some
important.
incidents of mates dropping car keys up in hills and trails. That mitigates that. So flip belt, Katrina Bruce and David Wilson had mentioned flip belts, shocks, earbuds. Ben, born Dublin, live Glasgow.
Where are you on buds, man? For running?
So if I'm running the trails or something, I'll just put my earbuds in and the trademark buff over the top of them.
Is the buff to have the earbuds in?
Kinda, but I think my earbuds now would stay in without the buff, but I've just got that used to the feeling of the buff. Kind of tucking in my earbuds and my big lugs at the same time for aerodynamism. Dynamism. I've found
if I'm technical term, fanning about with my buff. It can touch and it can turn one off, it can turn the volume up, skip a track, all that stuff.
I use Jabra Elite Sports Buds or something like that. I found them actually. That would be my nomination. Flip belt and my Jabras.
You put 2 in?
Fucking right, I'm fucking on this fucking shit. Shocks are the ones, the bone conductors ones that sit on your cheekbones.
Okay.
And which you race or run on roads, we still have that health and safety awareness of sounds and cars around you and things like that. So yeah, that was a thingy. Lecky poles. Ross Beveridge, a discovery for him this year. Lecky poles, that's like your Lecky meter.
Yeah.
Same brand.
Both Bunty and Gillian McGill, I noticed they had the Lecky poles down the lakes. It's the very same pair actually they had.
And they've got a stand down at the lakes.
And it's been on my radar now, but I actually bought a pair of Harrier Catbell poles just to test out if I can use poles. I've never had poles before.
We can get them, give us a wee demo.
We can do that, that'll be the Patreon content.
Okay,
Lecky's on my radar. I just keep looking about. I've not hit any sort of Black Friday sales. There's no been, so we're coming up to January, Stevie boy, and I'm going to see what happens in there. But yeah, poles are going to play a part in my year.
They are.
This year, yeah.
More on that. You mentioned Harrier those polls, somebody nominates the Harrier Exmoor waterproof jacket, James Kelman. And I know Harrier is a UK brand that's grown and become really, really popular. And I've watched their journey.
And well, you were an early adopter of their gear, weren't you?
I was, and I had the race vest quite early on,
and running t-shirts and vests.
Aye. It's a real family run, independent, who has worked hard to get their foothold into the market, and they totally have now. But that, I do see people speaking about that jacket. It's got a bit of a sidey zip.
Aye, Flaming Bobby Burr had it on last weekend, and he was saying,
I bet he looked handsome in it. Did he? Oof.
But the reason it zips like that is what he said is that it's for over you put your jacket over your race pack.
Yes.
And it's just easily accessible because it's got like a V zip system. It looked brilliant, so I'm going to investigate that.
Harrier Exmoor jacket. Elastic laces. Caroline Duffin. Elastic laces.
I've been fair to them.
Me too, a wee bit unsure, like triathlon-ish. Kind of like for when you're doing your transition and your triathlon and you're putting your shoes on and you just zip lock them. I'd hate to investigate them, but for Caroline they've been a game changer.
Brilliant.
So
I remember Caroline talking about her laces at 20 along the 4th.
Yeah.
She won a prize for that.
She did. She did. Ron Hill trail shorts.
Undercarriage obliterators.
Well, Ron Hill trail shorts, if it's the undercarriage obliterators then with the wee...
They're the ultra ones, aren't they?
The wee pouch for your gooch.
For your fig roll.
For your box. Your fig roll.
Your camel toe.
So, no, Graham Buchan nominates Ron Hill trail shorts. Lots of schwankers.
Aye, most definitely.
Lots of cheating bastards.
Yeah. I've got to give a shout to Fiona Tweedy. Lead lens or chest torch. Are you a fan of a chest torch? Or you...
No, I'm...
Go ahead.
Well, head works for me. So I've never really thought that I need to go chest or indeed waist, because there's a waist.
Some folk handheld torches as well.
Handheld, do you know? So, for some people, the head torch angle doesn't work good, and consider them another option. And you know, the chest stuff works for Fiona, and it will for other people as well. Something to consider.
Main thing is keep yourself safe, especially in these winter months.
Exactly, and heavy spare set of batteries with you as well.
Yeah.
When you're out in the biggies in the
nipple guards. Well, this bit of kit has been mentioned.
And what? Well, nipple guards coming in what? Was it a boy and a lassie?
It's Run Rahal.
Oh, well, Run Rahal. His nipples ran Rahal. At Malaga.
Well, he's saying he's always bleeding for his left nipple. I get that. I get a more irritable left nipple when I'm running.
Do you?
Aye. So...
There we go. Okay, nipple guards, but I mean, they should be stock in trade for anybody, any experience on the running circuit. Nipple sort of protection and mitigation of blood.
Go give a shout out to our pal Christian for the Hebrides. His favourite bit of kit is his England cricket cap. He never runs without it. He doesn't like a buff. What the hell, Christian? But he likes a peak. So fair play.
Yeah, but sometimes there's just that comfort of having that thing.
Yeah.
Of the familiarity. And for Christian, if that is an England cricket cap, then that's his thing. And if he was running without it, he'd feel a bit weird. So my advice to Christian would be to try and find another England cricket cap just in case.
That's like Martin Gray's jacket.
Aye, exactly.
He's not like the jacket, but he's got one stashed away.
He has. And we've got that on a Black Friday or something like that, just to...
Aye.
So he's no daft, that Martin Gray. So, yeah. Soar speed shorts, Mark Gallagher. Soar speed shorts. Soar is quite a pricey brand.
Yeah, it's Mark a sponsored athlete.
Maybe he's trying to be.
Aye, maybe.
Good luck in that quest, Mark.
Yeah.
So, soar speed shorts. Waterproof socks. John, sorry, I'm cutting in.
No, that's okay, man, because you're quite right to come in about waterproof socks. I'm not a fan. I just wear socks.
I also just wear socks. And I think waterproof socks, personally, are good. You know, if you're maybe doing the Spine, big multi-day events, you know, the Dragon's Back, Cape Wrath. So then you need to start considering waterproof socks. But if you're out for a 10k, half marathon, from marathon training, and waterproof socks, just kid socks, maybe merino wool socks to keep your tinkly toes warm.
Yeah.
But there is a definite need for waterproof socks for me for a certain type of running.
I bought a pair of waterproof socks, Sealskins, that's the name, isn't it? It's a brand.
One of the brands.
I bought them for the West Highland Way race because it was saying that you might get wet feet and all that.
Of course.
I think I put them on once in the house. I've never worn them since. But what I have done and what I do wear is a wee rub. It's just like a stick. It's called Trench.
Oh, nice.
Mate, the lady that gave me a lift back to Coniston
Fiona Morrison?
from Fiona Morrison and her pal gave me a lift back. They were talking about Trench.
Okay.
I then bought some. Been brilliant. And my feet get soaking wet. Just wear normal socks.
Trench.
So,
okay.
Trench.
Now, there's a few mentions of waterproof socks, and if they work for you, magic.
Yeah, definitely.
John, anything else that you're picking up on before we move to the winner of kit?
I think I've just got to give a shout out. Kim Hager's mentioned Sweaty Betty leggings.
Oh, aye.
I see them, specifically female runners wearing Sweaty Betty stuff. There's also what's the other one? Lululemon.
Lululemon.
Lululemon. Is that how it's so pricey? Because it's pronounced like that.
You won't ever buy for these type of places on 50% off days or something, do you?
Sorry, that's my standard.
Aye.
50%
it's like 50% off and an extra 25% off with this code. John's like,
I'm in. It's obviously they mark up before they bring it down, but that's the way it goes. So that's it, really. I'm happy to move on to what wins.
Winner, John, you mentioned a smooth, a buff, a neck gaiter, whatever else you want to call them, as a lot of people's essential bit of kit. But the amount of people who mentioned the Young Hearts Run 3 V4.
Aye, I'm totally amazed by that. I thought we'd smashed it with the Pride buff, right? I thought the Pride buff was going to be the one that, it's my favourite.
Yeah.
But I thought that was going to be the one. But also the sexy buff, the away kit got a lot of good reviews as well, didn't it?
It did. And I don't know if we need to do a rerun of OG.
That's been topical this week, hasn't it? Somebody sent in a request if we could find an OG in the cupboard.
We did.
And we
the
sent
very last one at the bottom of the warehouse.
Yeah, and we sent it out to said person.
Greg Turner was a lucky man.
And
Greg.
So, happy Christmas, Greg.
Yeah, you're now the holder of the last brand new in packet original buff. Probably worth a lot of money. Especially if you got John to sign it.
But the summer buff, the V4.
Yeah, that went down.
It's went down a storm, isn't it?
It has, and it is the Young Hearts Run 3 kit of the year. The summer buff. It's been, rubber stamped by us. And
definitely.
They're still available. £12.
Yeah.
Delivered. We'll get them shifted eventually, John.
Scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen.
Get them shifted. Watch out for 2024.
Yeah.
Buff editions coming soon.
Oh man, I'm excited about that, man. I'm excited. That's what keeps me up at night. That's how my body battery's knackered and gone, man. I think I've got my buff.
Okay, moving on. We're getting to the nitty gritty of things, fair to say. Proudest moment of the year. So this was a proudest personal moment, running related, mostly, but not exclusively.
Can I start off with Dr. Stevie?
Yeah.
Dr. Stevie's a good friend of the podcast.
Yes.
If you've still got the opportunity to fill in his survey, you should go and do that. The link is on our socials. But he reached 100 miles at Glenmore 24 after breaking his foot at 85 miles in. Yes. So maybe not the advice a doctor would follow or give to somebody else.
If it's like an A&E doctor who would have maybe went to himself, maybe I should do all the running area. But anyway, he persevered. Well done, Steve.
But brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, quite a few people, they ran their first ultra in 2023. Now, I can remember how I felt when I did that, and I felt immensely proud of myself.
Jedburgh.
Aye. But it also is you feel maybe you've transitioned. Yeah?
Definitely. And a lot of people are giving us a nod for inspiring them or cajoling them or
like bossing them. Or
And we take full responsibility for your achievements and inspiring you to believe in yourself that you can do that. So it's brilliant, man.
Bullying?
No.
No.
Nah, we're never ever going to do that. We're never ever going to do that.
But
We can do that to each other, but not to other people.
Nudging.
Nudging, inspiring. Yeah.
So well done if you've ran your first ultramarathon, and also well done if you've ran your first ever run, your first ever 5K. I don't know why to leave anybody out, because it's all relative and it's all relatable achievements.
100%. It might have been a confidence thing that somebody's never entered an event before. So if you have, brilliant. If you're thinking about it, get it done. 2024 could be the year.
So yeah,
for you.
Now, this is one of these ends when I went through it, I was like, I can't no mention that, can't no mention that, can't no mention that.
So this could take a while.
It could take a while, or we could just flee through it.
You choose, Stevie boy.
Well, proudest moment. Andy McCall, Green at Glen Park.
Yeah.
Sub-16 park run. Fleeing, right?
Man.
I would be pretty proud of that myself. I mean, I'd be prouder when I go sub-15.
I'm proud of Andy.
I'm proud knowing Andy. So, well done, Andy. Des Tinney. A wee run along the John Muir Way. There's a lot more to come for Des Tinney in 2024. We can't wait to see how that unfolds.
Brilliant.
But he started his endeavours with a 2-day stint on the John Muir Way and, traversed the country with a wee sleep in his own bed halfway there.
Aye, I gave him a Murray's pie to help him along the way.
See, Murray's pie.
He also did quite a bit of fundraising as well, so it was a double done. So well done.
Yeah, well done, Des. The John Muir Way topical. Quite a few people, their proudest moment was helping somebody else do something immense on the John Muir Way. And Martin Gray spoke to us back in June on his really personal reasons behind him going from Dunbar to Helensburgh on the John Muir Way in a winner. But he was helped along the way, and he acknowledged it on the episode as much as anybody else does. But there was a supporting cast, and they have flagged up how supporting Martin on his quest on the John Muir Way was their proudest own moment as well. Gordon Brown was one that jumped to my head instantly, but there was others who contributed.
Flaming Bobby Butt.
Bobby Butt was in about it.
Stevie boy.
Well,
you were there, man.
Aye.
Yeah, but these things draw you, don't they?
Aye, they do.
If you've got somebody doing, I was like that with Des. When somebody's doing something, and if you can be there, you make the time to be there, because people have we've said this before. I think was it Debbie. It's always Debbie that comes into my head when I say this. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Yeah.
And that's what both Des went west to east. Martin went east to west. But quite phenomenal. Martin especially, because he did it in a winner. And I think it was debatable for a wee period, wasn't it? Because he hit a big wall, didn't he?
Aye, around about Forth Road Bridge.
Yeah.
Time, aye. But that was marking a man, how he, and the reasoning that he was doing it behind, the emotional stuff going on.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff. Yeah, and I think though Martin said as well, if you're going to listen to the episode, it's maybe worth getting a wee hanky before you listen to it, because it is really emotional. But Martin, he did articulate it very well, but the value you put in the friends and the support he got, not just for the people that rocked up, but the people that were contributing online to his fundraising and the messages he got, that's us bringing us to that. Send the message. Always send the message.
I always intend to send a message, and sometimes I think about it and then I forget because life's that busy. So,
but I just say it's for me and Stephen.
Good, thank you for that. John's always got my ass. But I've also been the recipient of lots of lovely messages myself, so thank you for sending the message. Now Mentone in East 60k for Phil Burnett. Mentone, which is, they're in the Côte d'Azur, I think, there in the south of France, so 60k.
But you've got to say the rest of that. He was struggling a wee bit.
He was.
Had a word with himself and finished, ended up second in his age category.
Superb.
Resilience and
just turning it around, probably changing the mindset. Had a word with myself, that's a mindset change, isn't it? That's not a case of anything else. That's just like, come on, give yourself a shake, son.
Definitely. Got to give a shout to Kevin McKen.
Yes.
You mentioned Kevin earlier. about has he done a lot of running this year, coming back from injury, but he's proud this moment has to be finally running again, when at times I thought I never would.
Oh,
Brilliant. And we were lucky enough to witness
his first race and his comeback trail.
at the Chile,
Yeah.
you know.
Aye,
It was an emotional day, wasn't it?
It was
brilliant.
done great.
Got to also give a wee shout out there to Jack Day as well, who supported Kevin a lot during his rehabilitation.
100%.
Yeah.
So, Tom Harity finishing the lap. There's that lap again, which
Keeps
is a lap
rearing
of
its
wind in there.
teeth,
Well done, Tom. Mel Sykes
Quite
winning the
nice.
Spine Challenger,
Brilliant, man.
despite being a wee bit queasy for the last 30 miles.
She had a fall off her style, didn't she?
Something like that. Something,
You know?
some drama beset her, but like she was just strode on as if it was nothing.
But, and you know,
We're not for style.
yeah, Mel is that. It's an inspiration that I saw, but I know she had there was a lot of things going on for her at that time, and she was really pleased that her family was there to see her. And Robbo.
Aye, definitely. That can spur you on. Do you know,
Yeah.
going and just giving somebody a shout. Even if you didn't ken them, just go and give somebody a shout.
You've done that yourself recently.
Aye.
In the marathon in Malaga.
Definitely.
Standing in the street, shouting somebody's name.
Make a connection with somebody
Aye.
that just lifts them, that could turn round their whole day, turn round their whole life.
Exactly. So on you go, man.
Yeah, no, I'm just want to get through this. You
Okay.
with that, like?
Well, I need to speak about Alan Risk.
Well, aye.
Because Alan Risk had a similar thing. Well,
It's
similar.
Dartmoor Way 100.
Yes,
Yeah.
similar to Mel, that there was going to be a bit of confusion at the end.
Yep.
But Alan actually finished up. Did he finish first, I think?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it was 100 miles. I think Ali, his wife,
Yep.
was finished first female.
Aye.
Alan finished first male, but there might have been a wee hiccup
A wee hiccup.
in there. But
You persevered.
well done.
Resilience.
It's Alan Risk. and
John O'Donnell, a very recent guest, away to take on a big 2024 Marathon des Sables. Watch for the news of that. But he was really, really proud of winning the Ardgarten trail race in February, which I think John is the headline act at this year's Ardgarten. So
John O'Donnell, not me.
John Cassidy in the 2024 edition. So watch out, podium. John Cassidy.
Aye, if you're in the handy care, give me a shout, I'll be there.
Well done, John O'Donnell. Yeah, Lynn Smith, she's just proud of the runner she's become. That's a powerful idea.
It was a lesson for us all as well.
Yeah.
Just be satisfied with where you are and what
Yeah.
you're doing. Absolutely fantastic. Kenny McManus, a West Highland Way finish. No, going to say no short feet, no small feet is what I mean. So you should be really proud about that.
Yep. We're
Um,
just backhanding shots to each other now, aren't we?
we are, man. We are. It's
Martin James, a PB, a 10k PB at the Paisley 10k.
fantastic, man.
Batter, back to you, John.
Greg Turner, my 5k PR, 1953, been trying for years. Finally got it. What a feeling that must be.
Sub 20, and you hit the fucking watch finish and you go, yeah, beauty.
Are you going to put your show on, do you what?
They're done, Greg. Yeah. Derek Chambers won one race this year, and it was a biggie, and it was the Great Glen Way Ultra, and he finished it, and he was awfully proud of himself. So well done, Derek. Big 2024 awaits. So well in there, John.
I'm going to go, I know I've said about people running their first Ultra, but I've got to give a shout out to Stephen Burrell because of the way he's written his nomination in. And it simply says, did I tell you I'm an ultra runner now? How proud of Stephen Burrell. He's an all-round good guy as well,
Yes,
man.
yes.
He's a lovely guy, Stephen, but I think he maybe doubted himself a wee bit about the ultra marathon.
Aye, because I think he'd written himself off as a runner no that long ago, and he's just found a groove again, and it's maybe one of those stories of when you need to adapt your running goals. So it's no for me, for Stephen now, it's no about 10k PBs, half marathon PBs, things like that. It's about going and enjoying long days out on the trails where time and everything just moves at a different pace.
Aye.
And it's just about just succumbing to sometimes the uncomfortable feelings and then getting all the good feels after it.
Exactly, man. And I know Stephen had bother with his Achilles and his knees as well. And I can imagine, for want of a better technical term, he was kind of shitting himself before he stepped up at Glenorchy.
Yeah,
But imagine, compare that to the feeling of finishing. stuff, you know. Brilliant. So well
Can't
done.
bottle that. So Caroline Duffin, we've mentioned Caroline, a local lass in Perth, really stalwart of the Perth Roadrunners, but she also got her sub 4 hours in marathon time in Manchester in that Day of Dreams.
Yeah.
At the Theatre of Dreams.
And
Yeah, that's the Theatre of Dreams, didn't you?
You did, aye. And I shared the curry with Caroline at night.
Oh,
There you go.
I didn't know that.
Aye.
Yeah, and she just also chippies in that she also beat her husband's long-standing half marathon time of 1:52. Well done, Scotty. I'll be back in training for 2024, mate. So yeah, well done, Caroline. John,
Okay.
I'm almost there.
Right, I'm going to let you carry on. I've lost
Lorna
the plot.
Mitchell. Her
Okay.
proudest moment was, I think she was in doubt whether she'd do the Edinburgh Marathon, and then her ma had a word with her and kicked her arse to
On
get it
your
done.
ma.
So Lorna Mitchell and her ma, you
Well
done
done.
yourselves proud.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
John, it's another one of those categories that I can't pick a winner really. It's, you know, everybody's had their wee moment that they went, okay, what? That was something that I'm chuffed about.
Yeah. There's one I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
Christian, again for the Hebrides, running the Hugh Mackenzie trail race. He says, and I'm going to question him, challenge him,
Yep.
it was only 6 kilometres. There is no only in there, Christian, but having hardly run due to the first 6 months of the year due to a lung infection and working 80-hour weeks plus. And he's also had a bit of stuff happening personally as well. He still managed to toe the line and raise over £500. So fantastic, Christian.
Awesome.
There is no only about it, my man. You've been there and you've done it, so well done.
Keep on doing things that make you proud and
Yeah.
folk around you proud of you.
We can't pick a winner out of that though.
No, no chance, man. That would be then the whole lot is a disservice.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we're very proud of every single person.
we're rocking on to the last category, John.
Do.
Which actually, even the category wording needs a wee bit of explaining, because some of yous have filled it in saying, what the fuck's a gid cunt?
They can't, they were questioning the word good.
GID. aye. They knew the other word, but gid is obviously Scottish or East Coast, is it?
I'm not sure if it's East Coast, but it's good, isn't it?
Obviously, aye, but it's GID instead of GOOD.
Yeah.
He didn't say good, who said like, oh, that's good. You go, that's good. So we do anyway. So yeah, it means all round good person, positive energy. It's the most complimentary of terms that you can achieve in the nation of Scotland.
Yeah, there's nothing better.
No, it is. It's the highest accolade.
Yeah.
You'd probably, higher than getting an invite to Holyrood for anything like
This
that.
is literally prizes money can't buy.
So, however, we have to move on to analysing a sometimes emotional category for the reasons that people have been nominated, and another one that's going to be hard to pick out a winner, I imagine.
100%
Yeah.
it will be. Yeah.
So, let's get the ball rolling, John. I want to start. Ross Beveridge, he picked out Aldo.
The Ambleside.
Aye, Ambleside Aldo,
Brilliant,
who
man.
is a infectious character who
That's a good way to describe it.
helps and supports at a lot of ultramarathons, usually because his other half running in them. But I
Yeah.
think he has become as big a part of his life is what he contributes as to what the running does for his other half.
Aye, definitely. We had the pleasure of Aldo's company at the Lakes.
We did.
On the Friday night, didn't we?
We did. So yeah.
And then again on the Saturday when we went to visit Ambleside.
Aye, we did, and he gave us a wee dance, and he showed us some of his hidden talents,
Yeah.
which are many, and it was just a good moment in time. I remember it myself, but it's almost like it was a wee segue into an acknowledgement that I wanted to give to loads of good cunts who are the ones who marshal at races and volunteer for aid stations and do all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that we as runners or when we're participating in a race sometimes didn't see, and we sometimes need to take a wee moment to appreciate folk giving up their own time, volunteers, just folk who go that extra yard to make it work.
Because without them, we couldn't do it.
That's it, they're good. And like Katrina Bruce, Brian Arnold, she wanted to nominate Brian because the marshalling that he obviously does that helps her with the blast running events. But it goes out, I know at Auchterarder at the Chile, how much of a good vibe it is to be in amongst our volunteers and the positive energy that they bring, and that goes across the board at races. It's a huge part of the community, and one that it's probably acknowledged by folk who knows what goes on behind it, but sometimes it can escape you.
Yeah, sometimes you can forget because you're caught up in your own moment and you're struggling or you're really happy. So all these range of emotions. That's a very, very good shout.
Marshals and volunteers,
brilliant.
Right bunch again.
Cunts. David Wilson wanted to nominate Liz McColgan simply because she liked one of his tweets.
That's enough for us.
That is brilliant. Liz McColgan's a good cunt. So there you go. Brilliant.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Colin Alexander, he wanted to nominate Linda Cunningham for Doon, and he wanted to also just brand her as a cuntess.
She'll love that.
She'll love that. So yeah, Linda is again just one of these characters who is well known in the Scottish running community and is always up for a laugh and a giggle.
Quick side note, my first ever official 10k was in the Barclivey 10k. That day I met Linda Cunningham and Alistair Cunningham. I met them last week, spoke to them last week. That's what the running community does. It brings people together.
That's a good showcase of that.
Yeah.
You want to go anywhere, John? Because otherwise I'm just really like a well-oiled machine here.
A recent one, John O'Donnell, he mentioned it on the podcast, but he wants to say his good cunt of the year is Mrs. O'Donnell for signing off that that financial and time commitment for the Marathon des Sables that's coming up. So that's from John O'Donnell.
That contract getting signed must have been a big moment in the O'Donnell household. So well done, John. Bobby Burke got multiple nominations.
I'm not surprised by that.
Flaming hot Bobby Burke. We speak about him a lot, and that's because of our adoration for him as well. But in all seriousness,
he spreads the love, man.
Exactly. He's a love spreader.
He's a lovely guy. He emanates good stuff. I mean,
yes.
5 minutes in Bobby Burke's company and you're leaving with a smile on your face.
Yeah.
I can't say any more than that.
That's it. Yeah, and somebody well coupled to the Bobby Burke love train, Dave Shaw, again another boy who got multiple mentions for the initiative that he set up and encouraging folk in the Balloch-Dumbarton area to run in a big group of happy folk pushing each other on and doing it all in his own time, etc. So well done. Run Rahaw, indeed.
I've got to flip it back to John O'Donnell, but he's been nominated as a good cunt. He says
by himself.
No, it's not by him. It's Martin James has said John's now a Young Hearts Run Free legend. He took a wrong turn and waited on him. They both finished joint 11th when he could have got a better place, but he wanted to run with me. It was a complete joy. Selfless, yeah.
Well done,
absolutely
John. Brilliant. Another ex-podcast guest and a guy who is a constant source of what you can just do. Neil McRitchie.
Oh man.
Gordon Brown wanted to nominate Neil McRitchie, and I can understand why.
Definitely.
So
I think and Neil McRitchie, I mentioned Fig Rolls earlier. It was Neil McRitchie that mentioned Fig Rolls as a drop bag item. So there you go.
And he also brought the West Highland Way tune into our earworm heads as well. More on that in 2024. But I think Neil's humbleness, I think that's his big thing. It's just understated. He's doing amazing.
He's also a very good runner.
Exceptionally.
Very, very good runner.
But it's just the keep it simple. So keep doing it, Neil.
Derek Chambers nominates Davy Mooney as a good cunt. He's always pushing me and picking him up when he's feeling sorry for himself. We all need a Davy Mooney, man. Everybody needs a Davy Mooney, so well done.
Yeah. And then there's a more sort of general one, a couple of people mentioned it, is green runners. Now, kind of we laugh about the medal stuff earlier on and things like that, but the things that they're bringing to the fore, that they're trying to raise awareness about, and you know, in the world of running and their initiative, their campaigning and stuff like that. Even if you just, you know, sometimes you can feel, you know, you read it and go, oh God, I try my best, and they're, you know, but even if it's just in your frame of mind, I think that's them done the job. If the message is landed, that's the green runners done the job, because then you're maybe just making a little bit more conscious decisions about things. Yeah,
definitely. And even if all you're doing is liking or sharing a social media post, that's it.
It's not about, like, you know, strapping yourself to trees and things like that. It's the little things that we can do just to accumulation of marginal gains in the world of saving the planet.
Yeah, definitely. So,
green runners,
well done.
Keep doing it.
Green runners are good cunts. Fiona Ainsley has nominated Johnny Logan. No surprise there. We had the pleasure of meeting Fiona and Johnny face to face at Orterada, didn't we?
We did. They had a great day out. It was great to see them both.
They won. They won places.
They won. They did. I couldn't have handpicked a more suitable recipient of that prize.
Yeah.
But yeah, Johnny, I think we already spoke about his 10-year run streak. But there's more to Johnny than running every day for 10 years.
And I think Fiona would testify to that about being supportive, not just to Fiona, but a lot of other people supportive of what they're involved with and what they're doing.
Yeah.
You often see Johnny Logan rocking up on Strava where he's joined somebody for a run. You know, that says it.
So yeah, I think another one, Craig Stokes wanted to nominate Paul Frape, Kirkcaldy Wizard.
Yeah, Paul, recent winner of a Young Hearts Run Free t-shirt.
He did. He was so chuffed to get that. I think it just lifted him after I think he was getting an injury dealt with, and it gave him a right lift. But he is a guy who lives and breathes the running community down in the Kirkcaldy area, but spreads his love elsewhere. He came up and helped us out at the Orterada Running Festival, because he just messaged me and says, I want to come and help.
It was brilliant, because you know you've got that orange tape you put up for the funnel at the finish.
Yes.
At the end of it, it's can't play a joke.
I know, I can avoid that.
Paul got tore into it. You know?
You're welcome back, Paul. So no, that's one. Mel Sykes wanted to nominate Spencer Milbury for grueling it out, toughing it out at TDS over at the UTMB, which he managed to get to the finish line, and it sounds like it was a hard endeavour that got him there.
I think he's also just had a wee gig last weekend at that Centurion 200 thing. I think he was involved with that too, but it's amazing, man. Again, ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
A wee shout out to another podcast, Ryan Miller for the Press Play and Run podcast has set up a really, really inclusive kind of long run club in Glasgow, and there's a lot of people going along to that and appreciating what he is doing for the community. So yeah, keep up the good work, Ryan.
Definitely, a podcast can make a difference. We see you, Ryan Miller. Okay.
You know, there's more. So I think we could spend a lot more time just going through everybody's
definitely
good person. Martin Rutherford nominated by Kim Haig, Vicky Smith nominated by Warner Mitchell. All these things, and it's another one of these categories of how do we pinpoint a winner.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I think we can. It's a toughie, man.
It is a toughie, but I want to take us, and it's something that we speak about fair bit in the podcast. It's something that we all rely on to make the thing that we do possible, and it's something that was repeated quite a number of times in the nominations, and I'll say Bob Barron, right? Bob is a long time Young Hearts Run Free listener and a pal of ours, but his simple one for his good person of the year, see, I can't even bring myself to say that word, that's terrible, eh?
Just good cunt
of the year was June the Missus.
Brilliant. She's a star, man. She's a star.
And it's that starring role that our other halves or family members or good pals people who support us to run, give us lifts places, look after the bairns, make tea, run a hot bath, the list goes on and on. Sign off on madcap spending to fuel a little desire, all that kind of things. Whom you'd kind of be stuck.
Yeah. We met Bob Barn and Karen Much on the West Highland Way, just at coming into the Bridge of Orchy.
We did.
And coming down that wee hall, June was there.
Yes.
And always a smile, never a grimace. Sometimes he's a bit of tough love.
Why?
When he needs it. I also remember seeing her at Kinloch leaving when Bob was saying a wee lie down. She was sorting his feet out. Yeah, that's what people do. Not just June. June did it that occasion, but not just June. Hundreds, thousands of other people do that. So I think, is that where we're going to go for Gig Cunt of the Year?
I think it's a blanket,
Yes.
plural,
100%.
Gig Cunts of the Year is the folk who sometimes are the runners themselves. Maybe they're also getting inspired to run because they're seeing what the effect that it's having on us and such. But it's your other halves, your family, your friends, whoever it is in your life who does little things or big things to make the dreams come true.
Definitely, man.
Is that alright for that?
100%. I could not
They get an award.
We'll figure something out.
Okay, right.
Maybe there's an
OG coaster.
It's for you.
This is made of a special substance that we actually harvested in a quarry on the island of Bute. It's a special rock. It's also
So, if you're a gig cunt, this is for you.
Yeah.
Well done.
There
Thank
we go.
you.
Oh man. That's us, man. That's
Unawards. There's one other wee thing we've got to do, and that's all the songs folk have nominated. We've all put into a playlist.
We are going to do that. There is a couple of special mentions that we wanted to do.
Okay.
There's a couple of new listeners recently joined the squad, the crew, the Young Hearts Run Free audience mass.
Man, you can't tug at my heartstrings like that. You're going to hear me a bubbling wreck talking about this.
Are we?
Me?
So, Martin Heggie, I can't believe Martin was mentioned, by the way, hundreds of times, but I was keeping this big ticket item.
Martin was mentioned as Inspiration of the Year. Courtney Walters / Martin Heggie was a nomination.
That's probably Martin's level, to be honest. That's fair. Courtney and Martin in the same segment that I file people in my brain. But Martin and Kim welcomed Jessica into the world, and that is just lovely news because we've been waiting on it, and when we got the message to say Jessica's arrived and a picture of her, hearts were full. Martin.
Absolutely.
And another previous guest of the show, Joe Wilson, Anglo-Celtic plate, 100k record holder at the Hinge in the Field of Dreams.
With a smile, always with a smile.
Always with a smile. Go back and listen to Joe's episode, it's a snarler. But anyway, Cinco and Joe welcomed a wee one into the world just this week.
You're going to let me say the name, eh? Is it Ivrea?
Yes.
We'll go with that?
Yeah.
We'll go with that. A beautiful wee baby girl.
Absolutely.
So, fantastic.
So congratulations to Joe and Cinco, and also to Martin and Kim for swelling the Young Hearts Run Free audience numbers by 2. Doubling it.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I think we're done, man.
I think we're wrapping up here. Unwrapped.
Unwrapped, yeah.
That's us.
I'm amazed we got through that so quick.
We've done well, John. I think
we have stayed focused. You did well, keeping us focused.
Our constant preparation that we spend hours about every week doing is paying dividends.
Mm-hmm. Do we wrap this up by saying thank you everybody again for listening, for being with us, for sticking with us, for encouraging us to keep going, and not that we've any intention of stopping.
We've no intention of stopping, you'll be glad to hear, or maybe no, but we've also got a big 2024 planned, and we'll be unveiling plans about our 2024 very soon. And here we look back into 2023, our own 2023s as well, just to set up the new year. We're airing towards the end of season 9, season 10, La Decima.
Yeah, it's with us very, very soon.
It's going to be a biggie.
And it's been mentioned a few times by nominations coming in about a young Hearts from Free Live. We'll see.
God, mate, got Botox and stuff for that. Botox.
I'll bring the lube. You get Botox up, we'll be alright.
So, no, thank you very much for tuning in 2023.
Yeah.
We wish you all a very, very merry festive and New Year period.
Yeah.
Goes without saying. And we will be back early in the new year with another dose of your favourite crack.
Thanks for listening.
Over and out. I'll just go and switch off the recording. We're not going to edit this, so you'll just get to cope with this wee bit. Play us out, John.
Bye.